Welcome back, lottery fans. Today I am back with another winning rundown for you. I've been tracking this pick 3 rundown in several different states over the last couple of weeks, and it has been winning pretty well in a lot of the states I've been tracking. So I want to go ahead and show you the rundown today, show you a couple of examples of states, and then go ahead and give it a try in your state, and hopefully you'll win some money out of it. And of course, we'll do our scratch off ticket at the end. We are onto the Who's Your Lottery $5 scratch off tickets now. Illinois was not so lucky for us over the last 8 tickets, so I switched it up, went to a different state, got some different scratch off tickets, and hopefully this multiply the money will be a winner for us. But you have to wait till the end of the video to find out on that one. So as I said, I'm going to go ahead and show you a couple of different states where this is working, and in both the states I'm showing you, I've actually been tracking it for the last 8 days, and it's hit 5 times in the last 8 days in both of these states. So it's definitely one worth checking out yourself. And if you want to do this in your state, you can download this Pick 3 Rundown worksheet completely for free from lotterypredictor.com. It's in the resources section. I will leave a link down below so you can go ahead and grab that. And you'll probably need it because we're going to be going ahead and using our flip numbers today, which are on this rundown worksheet. But I'll show you how to use that as I walk through the rundown. Let me go ahead and kick off with our first state, and our first state is North Carolina, and specifically the midday. I know I've been doing a lot of evening rundowns lately, but this is actually for the North Carolina midday. And the actual date I've been tracking this from has been since the beginning of February. So 2-1 is our base date for this. It's going to be this both for this state and for the next one I've been doing. So we're going to need that result from the North Carolina midday pick 3 lottery for the 1st of February. And in North Carolina, that was a 1, 4, 3, like so. Now to do this rundown, it's a fairly simple rundown. It's one we've used before. It's the +2, +5 rundown. And I'll show you exactly how to do that. We take this result that we've got from the 1st of February and we put it in a left-hand column of our base grid, like so. So 1, 4, 3, straight down that vertical column there. Now in the middle column, we're going to do exactly what it says on the top. We're going to +2 to it. So take that 1, we'll add 2 to it, and that gives us a 3. Next one down, we take that 4, we add 2 to it, that gives us a 6. And finally, the next one down is a 3, we add 2 to it, that gives us a 5. So that's got our center column all filled in there. Now for the last column, we're going to do exactly the same, but we're going to add 5 to it. And we're going to add 5 to our starting number. So we'll do 1 + 5, which is 6. We'll do 4 + 5, which is an 8. And which is a 9, my mistake. And a 5 + 3, which is an 8. That would have totally thrown everything off if I hadn't caught that mistake there. This is a 9, even though my handwriting does look pretty bad there. Alright, now to get our translated grid, as I mentioned earlier, we're going to go ahead and use our flip numbers. Now it's very simple to use that. Probably know if you've seen these videos before. All we do is we take each number, we look it up on the top line, look for the number underneath it, and that's what we fill in on the translated grid. So we start with a 1. On the top line it's here, underneath it's a 4, so we put a 4 in there. Let me change the color of the pen, because we always like to do our translated grid in red. Leave a comment below if you think I should be changing up the colors. I always do black on the base grid, red on the translated grid. If you think I should mix it up a bit, do some different colors, definitely leave me a comment below. I've got a whole suite of colors I've never used. Alright, we've got the 3. Look underneath, it's a 6, so we'll put a 6 here. 6, underneath it's a 9, put a 9 here. 4, underneath it's a 7, 7 goes in there. 6 we know is a 9. 9 is a 2. 3 is a 6. 5 is an 8. And finally 8 is a 1. And hopefully I have not made any mistakes on that, and this will work out well. Now, so let me go ahead and show you where that's been hidden now for North Carolina. As I said, I've been tracking this since the 1st, and in the last 8 days from the 2nd of February all the way through to the 9th of February, we've had 5 hits in total, 5 hits. So let me go ahead and show you where those are now. So we started on the 2nd of February, and we actually had, on the 2nd of February, a 166 was the result. And we had our arrow-shaped pattern right there as a straight number of 166 showing up in our base grid. We move on to the 5th of February, so we skipped a couple of days, went to the 5th of February, and our result was a 194. And it's our common pattern. I love it when these common patterns show up, but we had that diagonal showing up as a 194, bottom right to top left, right there, as a straight number. So far 2 straight numbers, one of them being a common pattern. So this is already starting off to be a very good rundown just for North Carolina. All right, next up we had another day skipped, and we went to the 7th of February. And on the 7th, our result was an 879. And if we go ahead and we look on our translated grid, we've got 879 showing up right there in our angle pattern right there. So that's now 3 out of the 5. Then we went ahead and had on the 8th of February, the result in South Carolina was a 986. And once again, we've got a 986 taking up that right angle right here in the bottom left of our translated grid, a 986. We also had, which was nice, we had a straight common pattern, a 986 showing up right here. So that's 2 common patterns already. This one spanning multiple grids. And you know what I say, if I say it's on multiple grids or showing up multiple times, pay attention to this number because there's a good chance it might show up again. And now look at it, I'm actually seeing it here as well, a 986. So I'm seeing it 3 times now on this grid. So definitely 1, 2, actually 4 times. Look at that. There's a 986 as a straight pattern right there. I didn't even catch that earlier when I was running through this. So that's this 986 number showing up 4 times, twice as a common pattern, twice on each grid. Pay attention to 986 if you're in North Carolina midday. All right, and then finally on 2-9, we went ahead and we had a 949 as the result. And if we look on our translated grid again, we've got that same pattern that we had for our first number is showing up in 994 as a box number right there. So we had a copy of a pattern right there showing up. So 5 numbers for North Carolina, one of which was showing 4 times. We've had them show up in common patterns. So North Carolina, this is a hot rundown. If you're playing North Carolina midday, definitely pay attention to this grid, pay attention to these numbers, give it a try. And let me know in the comments below if it keeps hitting for you. I'd love to hear that. All right, let's move on to our second state. As I said, I've been tracking this across multiple states, so definitely give it a try in your state. But I'll show you the second state that I've been trying. And this has also hit 5 times in the last 8 days. And that is the Illinois lottery. And this time it's actually the Illinois evening lottery. Same date again, the 1st of February. So that result from the 1st of February in Illinois was a 304. So we're going to go ahead and do that same again. We've got a +2, +5 pattern. So we take that 304 and we put it down on the left-hand side of our grid like so. Then we go ahead and we +2 to it. So 3 + 2 is 5. 0 + 2 is 2. 2 + 4 is 6. Then we have the 5. So 3 + 5 is 8. 5 + 0 is 5. And 5 + 4 is 9. I got it right that time. Not an 8 like I said last time. All right, translated grid again. This is flip numbers again for Illinois. Now the flip numbers and mirror numbers are interchangeable. So if you do try this in your state and you're doing the flip numbers and you don't see any hits, mix it up with the mirror numbers instead. Try mirror numbers on the translated grid because in some states it's mirror numbers, some states it's flip numbers. Those are interchangeable when you're doing these rundowns. But for Illinois, it's the flip numbers. So we'll go ahead and we'll do that. 3 becomes a 6. 5 becomes an 8. 8 becomes a 1. 0 is a 3. 2 is a 5. 5 is an 8. 4 is a 7. 6 is a 9. And 9 is a 2. Once again, I hope I have not made any mistakes on that, and I'm just double checking, and it looks good to me, so we can move on. All right, let me go ahead and show you now where those 5 hits have happened. And much like North Carolina, it did start on the 2nd of February. Our result was an 815. And I like this one because this actually shows up twice on our translated grid. We've got the 815 as that angle showing up there, but we've also got the reverse of it, the 815 showing up there. So definitely 815 is a number to pay attention to for Illinois evening lottery because it's already showing up twice in our translated grid. All right, next up we had the 3rd of February, and the result was a 524. And once again, that's another one that we've got a straight number, a 524 showing up right down here. But we also have a 524 showing up there. The flip of the pattern again. Once this was a flip of the pattern, this is a flip of the pattern. So definitely that's something you might want to keep an eye on. If you see patterns showing up, maybe flip the pattern, try the flip of that number on the pattern, because definitely these two right here have had those flip patterns showing up twice on the grid. All right, next up we had on the 5th of February, so we skipped a day, we had a 4, 2, 3 show up. And that showed up on our base grid again. We've got that straight as a 4, 2, 3 showing up right there. And as I said, based on what we've seen with the flip patterns, maybe if you flip that pattern, you might want to play an 8, 2, 9 coming up, see if that 8, 2, 9 shows up anywhere. All right, next up we had on the 8th of February, we had a 504 show up. So we got on our base grid again, we've got 504 showing up right there. So that's another flip of that pattern. We had the 524, we flipped the pattern a little bit there, we got the 504 showing up there. So these flip patterns are definitely going strong. All right, our last one, the 5th out of the last 8 days, was a 280 in the Illinois Evening Lottery. And once again, it's that same pattern there. We just shifted it around a bit, turned it on its axis a little bit, and we had a 028. So we have 2 in a straight and then 1 off to the side. That pattern seems to be working pretty well. 2 in a straight, 1 off to the side. 2 in a straight, 1 off to the side. So definitely that is a pattern that seems to be common for the Illinois Lottery. So there you have it, 5 hits off of the last 8 days. Base grid certainly being strong in the Illinois Evening Lottery. So definitely go ahead and give it a try. And as I said, try it in your state as well. Definitely leave me a comment down below if you give this a try and it starts working. But let's go ahead and jump onto our scratch off card. This is the first of the Who's Your Lottery $5. As once I've got past all of these, I said maybe we'll move on to $10 cards. We'll have to see. Leave me a comment down below if you think I should be doing $10 scratch offs. So this is a fairly simple scratch off, it looks like. We've got our winning numbers along the top, 5 lines of dollar bills to actually scratch off. And if we get a winning number, we're then going to scratch off our multiplier to see what we actually win multiplied. So let's start with the numbers that we need. We're looking for a 53, a 43, an 18, a 54, and a 15. Hopefully, Who's Your Lottery is going to be a bit of a better winner for us than Illinois was. All right, we got a 39. We didn't need a 39. An 8. We don't need an 8. A 45. No, we need a 43. And a 47. So nothing on our first line there. All right, next up we've got a 55. Did we need a 55? We need a 53 or a 54, not a 55. 14. We didn't need a 14. We needed a 15. 23. Nope. And 31. So nothing on our second line. Third line here, we've got a 9, a 29, 30, and a 48. So still nothing here. 2 more lines. Come on, change my luck. Let's win something. We've got a 26, a 4, a 16, and a 28. So still nothing. All right, last line, last chance. Keeping my fingers crossed. I do have some more Illinois Lottery ones to play as well. I bought a whole bunch of them today, so definitely make sure you subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on the next ones if this one isn't a winner. Or even if it is a winner, you can still subscribe. 22, 35, 17, last one, 18! We won something! All right! The last one, we actually won something. For all of you that stayed through the end, it paid off because you helped me win something. Thank you. All right, let's go ahead and see what we've got here. And it is a $5. So we got $5 back for sure. Let's see what the rules say. Multiply any prizes won by the multiplier shown on each row. So we're going to scratch off this multiplier and see if we get more than just our $5 back. And our multiplier is times 2. All right, so that's a $10 win. Score! I'll take it. All right. That's it for today. I'll be back later on with some more rundowns. Got some horoscope rundowns coming up. I've still got some more angel numbers to do, so definitely stay tuned. And Valentine's Day is coming up, so maybe we'll do some dream numbers for Valentine's Day. Let me know in the comments what you're looking forward to see coming up. I'll do more of that stuff. But in the meantime, good luck, and I'll catch you on the next one. Bye.